people tend to assume that if you don't have any noticeable problems, you don't have any problems at all. So some might look at me and think I have it all together. Well, that's not true. I grew up in Arlington, going to a small church where my dad was the worship leader and the junior pastor. Meanwhile, my mom stayed home and homeschooled me and my brother and my sister. And you know, our family was great. Is great. You know, my parents love each other. They love us, and me and my brother and my sister, we love each other and we love them. And most importantly, we all love God. But that last part's kind of difficult for me to say. You know, you know Jesus is important because you hear about it all the time. And I didn't mind it. I mean, church was fun. That's where all my friends were at. But I was going to church and doing devotionals, but it wasn't for God. It becomes this problem of you know all the answers, but you don't know what they mean, and you don't know what they mean for you. It didn't take me long to figure out that I was missing something. I would look at my dad and other men in the church and just all the stuff around me, and I would see this joy and passion for Christ that I knew I did not have. And so at some point I decided that was what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be a man of God more than any type of career. So I tried to be. But you know, I tried to follow all the rules to the letter and even past that. I apologized for rude thoughts and read my Bible twice every day, and all I succeeded in was making myself miserable. Yeah, I didn't think that for a while that it was really possible for me to become a man of God, because my story wasn't dramatic. We all hear the story about the person who struggled with drugs and family problems and sex, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that just wasn't my story. And so for a while I just kind of gave up. I stopped trying, which was good, but I just kind of gave up on this stuff and started finding my identity and getting distracted and stuff like my talents and being the goody two-shoes homeschooled kid who for some reason doesn't know about OneRepublic. And then, you know, a year or so ago, God started working in me and telling me, you know, he brought me to realize that my goal in life wasn't to be a man of him anymore. And so I started veering back towards him and giving up some of the stuff that was distracting me. And now, you know, I talked with my family about it in small group with it, and I started really trying to make Jesus my treasure. And this year I started doing the journey, and daily devotionals weren't so much of a chore anymore. Recently I began struggling with lust, and that was the final thing. It convinced me my strength was not enough. There's no way it could. So I started leaning on God's strength because I knew that was the only way I could get through this, and started bringing coming in all these areas of my life, and just letting him guide me. And no, God's still working in me. I don't have all the answers, but he started to change me, and it's been awesome. I wake up every day and I do my best to lean on him and let him lead me. In Mark 9, a man brings to Jesus a boy who has an unclean spirit inside of him, and asks him, if you can you heal him? Jesus says, if I can, all things are possible for the one who believes. And the guy says, I do believe, help my unbelief. And it took me a while for me to really make sense of that, but now that I do, I could really understand, because I've always had belief in Christ, but there was always doubt, there was always confusion. But now I'm bringing that to him. I'm saying, help my unbelief. I do believe, but help me through my struggles so that I can be your follower, your man of God. I used to be known by being a rule follower and a member of a perfect family, but now I am marked by Jesus Christ.